Hi everyone, welcome back to another cut above with Chris, and I'm going for a head shave. I'm not doing the face shave today because I do have a bit of an ingrown hair here. It's been causing me a bit of grief, so I'm going to leave it as is for a few days and then hopefully stick it out a bit. And in the meantime, because I shaved on Halloween, I'm still on the fence as to whether I'm doing Movember or not, so it'll give me a bit of time to decide whether I'm going to do one, whether I'm going to do one there, do one down the side with a soul pad, or I really don't know whether I'm going to do it all. But head shave with Captain Fawcett's shaving soap. Now this stuff, I get an oud scent from it. It smells, I've almost got like a sort of Razor Rock Stallion scent from it. Whenever I pick Stallion up, it reminds me of this, then I pick this up, and this is a soapier scent. It's not quite like the oud cologne scent you get from Stallion, but it's still very nice. And it's triple milled, rock solid. It's pretty much identical packaging, little wooden bowl, to the Kent shaving soap that I had, which is made by Mitchell's Woolfab. Now, I'm not 100% sure or not, but I think there's a good chance that this is made by Mitchell's Woolfab. It doesn't say on the website, doesn't say on here, but I think, given the way it is and the way it feels and the scent on it, it's very, very, very similar. But the thing that does change it slightly is the scent. The scent is a lot stronger than Kent, and from what I hear, the scent on Mitchell's Woolfab is also a very weak scent. This is probably around about a 3 to a 4 out the tub. Right, brush today. Nero Ardesia Murano glass, black, orange and red, with no longer this knot, which was in it. I managed to peel this out. Now this knot is probably the worst knot I've ever used. It's shockingly bad and such a beautiful little handle. So as you can see, they're very similar looking. However, this one is a Tony Forsyth, or the TF custom shaving brush knot that he uses, his tuxedo style knot. This is a Nero Ardesia. Now this one here is 28mm, this is a 26mm. Now there's not much difference when you put them next to each other. It's a little bit wider, but when it's actually in this hole, it does pull it in a bit. Now, this now is a lot easier to splay than it was in the handle, let me assure you, but it's still. And when you actually put it on your face, it's so stiff. The fibres are thick, the scritchy, it's just not a good knot, and I can understand why. This was up for raffle when I won it. Gladly I only paid $20 for it, but then spent another 60 putting a knot on it. But this one, totally different feel, feels very similar to the tuxedo knot. It's got a lot more give, but when you get it splayed, a lot bigger on the face, a lot softer, and there doesn't appear to be any scritch with it, which I know because I use the 26mm TF. It does look different in this handle because of the width of the hole that it's coming out of, compared to my TF custom, which is the same size knot, but they look totally different, feel the same on the face but look different. Anyway, that's enough waffling. Let's get it dipped in the water. I'll leave a reasonable amount of water in the knot and then straight onto the dry soap. Don't blame it, I know it's triple milled, but I've been pretty lucky with this soap so far. I've used it twice. I've test lathered it once and actually shaved it once, and both times I ended up with a great lather. And both times I think I was using a natural brush. So let's just see how the synthetic deals with it. I think I can smell that from here. It's really nice. It is a soapy scent. And the guys at this saying, well, it's soap, of course it's a soapy scent, but what I mean by that is it smells like it smells more to me like a really nice hand soap than some of the really good artesian shaving soaps that are out there. But it's still very, very nice. I do load a little bit longer with a hard puck. This is a puck in a tub, in a bowl, so I can't call it a puck. This is a very, very hard. Being triple milled, it's almost like a rock. Right, there's the brush loaded. Doesn't look like there's much in there considering how long I was actually spending on that, so it's quite surprising. The one thing I love about this soap is it's very slick. Right, I'm just going to wipe my head with one hand, going up at the soap and butter. just going to wipe this little bit of soap that's on my hands a little bit. And let's just see how this little Murano glass handle with a new knot deals with the head. Oh, what a difference. I actually felt that splay as soon as it hit my head. I did actually use this brush before for one shave. It was a head shave and it wasn't an enjoyable knot to use, in all honesty. It was a pretty average knot, but it wasn't even average, it was just dreadful. To put it in such a lovely handle. But that's really pasty, so let's start adding quite a lot of water. It's going to need loads. It's a massive dip, that one. That's alright, I'm going to need it. Yeah, I don't know who Tony gets his knots from. This isn't as soft as a tuxedo knot, but I tell you what, it's an exceptional knot. It's probably got more scrub, in fact it's definitely got more scrub than a tuxedo. Still got a beautiful soft feel. There's no scritch, there's nothing annoying with it. I'm using cold water today as well, or this evening. As you can see, I mean that's, you probably can't see actually, let me see if I can. You can see it there now. It's going on really thick. As you can see, there's loads in the brush. I don't know how well this is going to do over 3 passes, 2 or 3 passes. Not that it will be 3 passes, it always is. And then touch-ups. But that is a really, really good, thick, creamy gloss. You can see the gloss on there. The brush is caked. I haven't actually, surprisingly, made a mess. I thought, hold on, made a mess. Let me see if I can get some sort of happy medium here with this lighting. I haven't made a mess with the lather, which is surprising being such a short handle, but the knot's totally different. Rockwell 6C, I've got it on plate number 5, which you probably can't see with the grain, and I've got about 6 days growth, I think. I've got no idea. I've got Gillette Ruby blade in here, which is the same blade that I've had in like 3 razors so far. Still very smooth. I've got no idea how many uses I've got on this blade. I'm not sure it's quite as sharp as it was. Feels like it's maybe blunting a little bit. I do have quite a lot of growth. And I am doing a cold water shave, which does affect the audible feedback of the razor as well, along with keeping your hair a little bit firmer. One thing I have to be careful of when I'm using this razor and any razor that's not made by Razor Rock is you've got your overhang on the sides here. You've got to watch the back of your ears, make sure you pull your ears over at all times when you're cutting behind there, because it's not nice when you cut it and it does sting like mad, and then it takes quite a while to heal for some reason. Is clogging up just a bit, and that's partly down to the cold water. It is something you have to deal with every now and then when you're using cold water. Right, that's number one done. I was getting a bit of juddering back there, a bit of skipping, and it felt like it was a lack of slickness, so it'll be interesting to see how this stuff performs residual wise when I get to that sort of last pass. I mean, it feels like I've got loads up there. You just never really know until you hit the razor on it. Right, lather number two. I'm just going to try and scoop that bit on there. Right, let's just do the tips again because that's dried up quite considerably. The brush is lovely, the knot is phenomenal compared to that last knot. It really is very comfortable, and as you can see it really does. You can see it's making a lovely thick lather. It's not the best time to actually do your shaving videos at night. I do find it a bit harder. The lighting is never quite good. I've normally got the wife and kids behind me making all that racket. And here we go, against the grain. And this is plate 5 that I've got in here. As I said at the start, it's not super aggressive, but it's not really aggressive. I don't really, in all honesty, get any blade feel. I don't really feel the blade too much in this Rockwell. I find it's more about efficiency and smoothness, of which this razor is very, very smooth. But it's also very, very efficient. Well, the residual slickness appears to be pretty good. Not too much talking tonight, I'm a bit tired. I haven't been sleeping the best for the past couple of weeks. Yesterday and today really caught up on me. I managed to get a pretty good sleep last night for a change, but still exhausted because you can't recharge your batteries of 2 weeks emptying in one night's sleep. So hopefully tonight I'll have another good one. Got lovely audible feedback as well, this race, it really has. Right, the residual slickness actually feels pretty good. I love the scent though, I really do, I'm surprised. I enjoyed it with a face shave. Yeah, I mean it feels good. There's a few patches here and there that I've missed. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to re-lather again because I'm enjoying the knot, I'm enjoying the brush, and I'm really enjoying the soap. Let's just see how it lathers up from one load. I've got 3 good passes, which it looks like I am easily going to get that. Easily. Yeah, really impressed. I mean, it's not anywhere near as thick as it was the first time, but it is thick. It's not a wishy-washy, opaque lather, it is a good thick coating. As you can see, the brush is still kite. Right, against the grain again, that's how I normally do it. Just pick up everything else that I can, anything that I've missed. Now there is a chance, I think I might actually experience similar to what I got last time with this razor, where the blade's just ever so slightly out of line. It'd be interesting if any of you guys have the 6S and the 6C, just to hear whether you've had any issues. It's not a major issue, it's very, very slight, but there is an issue with it not being spot on. It'd be interesting to see whether they've taken the time and the care. with the 6S to eradicate that problem and make sure that it was like a perfect fit for the blade. Similar to the Wunderbar and the MJ90, which I find just set the blade perfect no matter what I do. You can hear that jumping there. It's not that there's no slickness here, there is slickness here, I don't know what's going on, I've just put some more on. Yeah, it's not, I can feel it, I can feel there's something slick on there, but it's not allowing the razor to slide, it's no glide with it. It just feels slick on my fingers. So I'm going to have to just pop a little bit more shaving soap on. Just dip the tips. There's just a little bit of touch-ups need doing. Yeah, so it's very slick. When the soap's on your head. When the soap's pretty much gone, you've got nothing there for some reason, I don't get it. Interesting to hear other people's thoughts on that, because that, like I say, it feels very slick. Like there, it's just skipping, it's just bouncing along my head. Yeah, I've got the soap on now, so it's super smooth. A little bit of lather. The soap's great, it smells great, it performs great when it's actually on your skin, but there's no residual slickness with it at all, on my head anyway. If I'm honest, I'm borderline getting some head slick. Just to finish off, it feels almost like that feeling you get when you wash your body with actual soap instead of shower gel, and you get that sort of sticky. Yeah, it's strange. It's a really weird feeling because it feels so slick. I know I keep saying it. I mean, I'm still having a fantastic shave. I mean, the back of my head's spotless. There's literally nothing there, just a little bit I mean, one thing I will say is that even though it's not I mean, that's just juddering along. Even though it's not that slick residually, I'm going to end up cutting myself here. I just know it. I know you're screaming at the camera. I know, fuck's sake, put some more soap on, do something. I mean, that was a pretty exceptional shave. Do you know something? It sounds daft, but it actually feels slicker now that it's drier. All that water on there seemed to make it not slick at all. Well, there's not much left on there, if anything, that I can feel anyway. I mean, like I say, it's a lovely feeling afterwards, which is what people say they get from Mitchell's Wool Fat. It does feel nice. It feels lovely and soft and smooth, but it's got no residual slickness. Right, Thea's medicated. A little bit of clovey pepness. Lovely. And then while that's drying off, rinse the brush out, which still got a fair amount of soap in there. Really impressed with the brush now, I'm really happy with it. And worst case scenario was going to be that at least it'd be better and I would sell it, but I don't think I'll sell it now. Dry. Now, the other thing I was worried about was, I know I've used it before, it's a glass handle, it's very smooth, but it doesn't seem to lose grip. I don't know what it is, even when it's wet it's really grippy. Oh, it smells lovely now, it really does. Right, I'm just going to rinse the soap out. I haven't used Mitchell's Wool Fat, but if it's this soap, it is pretty good. And I couldn't get Kent's to lather. Couldn't lather Kent's soap, Kent's shaving soap at all. But yeah, I can get a lather out of this. A really good lather. It's thick, luxurious, creamy, glossy, silky, and it's almost dried in now. So the soap for today was Captain Fawcett's shaving soap, triple milled. It is a soap scent, but it's lovely. It's a really nice scent. Whatever's in there is really nice. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a bit of oud in there, but it's lovely. The brush was the Nero Ardesia Artisan Murano glass with the 26mm Tony Forsyth tuxedo style knot. Beautiful brush now. The knot's phenomenal. Really is. Oh, it smells great now. Much, much better than this piece of shit here, which I'm just chucking in the bin now. I just kept this to show you the comparison, but one thing with this is the glue bump itself starts, the actual free loft, I think they call it free loft, so loft that can move around in this thingy. So this high up, so right there, I'm going to way over here, right there is where the glue bump stops. So up there to the brush. So from there upwards is free loft. From where my nail is here down, there's a glue bump in there. So when you get to there, that's as far as it splays because it can't go any further. And then when you put it in hand, it was just a dreadful knot, terrible. I hope he's not putting them in his other brushes, because really, if I bought one, I'd never buy another one knowing that knot was in it. I would buy his handles and put my own knot in it, but I wouldn't buy it with a knot. So if you're looking into buying a Nero Ardesia, don't buy it with these knots, they're just crap, utter crap. If you did 24mm and 30mm tuxedo knots, brilliant, go for it, or a better quality knot. So even the Magard one, which I haven't used, is meant to be really good, but these are just dreadful. The razor was the Rockwell 6C with a Gillette Ruby, which will be going in the bin now, because it's done, God knows how many shaves it's done now, but it's done quite a few. Plate 5 in the Rockwell 6C, super smooth, super comfortable, and that feels great now, it really does. And finished off with some Thayer's Medicated, and just give me a sec. I'm enjoying this stuff, so I'm going to give it another little crack. The Vado Royal Tahitian Lime aftershave balm. 5 squirts, which gives you that much, which is loads, but got quite a big dome. Hang on, I've just missed a bit of hair here. Don't do this at home, kids.
Hey guys!
Kids are out picking up the dog shit. Your kids are never too young to start doing jobs. And that there, folks, is a crack-a-lacking shave. Really, really happy with it. Enjoyed the soap, enjoyed the brush, enjoyed the razor. Post shave was great. Bit of a quiet shave because I am knackered, but other than that, really happy with it. And I'll hopefully catch you guys either tomorrow, Saturday or Sunday for a face shave. And my final decision on whether I'm going with a mole or not. I don't know. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive. Fuck me, this was a long video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.